is in the first year that I'm president, I will get all combat troops out of Iraq, end all combat missions, and ensure that we have no permanent military bases in Iraq. The distinction is, Senator Clinton has, they both said they'd end the war. I mean, to be fair, they both said that. Senator Clinton has not given a real timetable for over what period of time or exactly how she would do it. And Senator Obama has given a longer timetable than the one I just gave. So I think among the three, the most aggressive about getting our combat troops out and ending the war. Did you want to ask something?
There's no way in his remaining time as president that he could enter into an agreement with a foreign power like Iraq to keep us there.
Anything he does could be reversed by the next president and by the Congress. So we desperately need to bring this war to an end. We really do. Yes, ma'am.
Senator Edwards, I'm an early childhood educator, and you are the only candidate that I have heard utter the words early childhood education. Can you tell us why you feel that universal pre-K or pre-kindergarten is so important to you?
Yeah, I'm glad to. Can you hear the question again? She said nice things about me, and I'm the one who's talking about it. Maybe you should say it again. And she's talking about her, she's an early childhood educator. Wants to know why I think universal pre-K for 4-year-olds is so important, which is something that I proposed. I think, by the way, can I just expand slightly on what you say? Universal pre-K for 4-year-olds, which I've committed to. And in addition to that, we should go younger. We should get to kids when they're 2, 3 years old and deal with their nutritional needs, their health care needs, their child care needs, quality child care, so that we can, and it's really not complicated. We know that during that period of time is when you have the most influence on a child's life. And we need to get to these kids as early as we possibly can and get them on the right track and keep them on the right track. And it's particularly important in low-income families, so that we give all these kids an equal opportunity. You know, what I really believe, and I believe it to my soul, I suspect that everybody in this room believes that's why you're here. I believe that the men and women who worked in the mill with my father are worth every bit as much as the man who owns the mill. And I think in Las Vegas and in Reno, the men and women who work in the hotels and the restaurants and the casinos, every one of them is worth every bit as much as the men and women who own those hotels.
Amen.
Is that all of them and all their children deserve exactly the same opportunity to do well in this country. And that equality of opportunity is absolutely central to what I want to do as president.
Yes. Is this on? Okay. I voted for you last time. So did a lot of other people. And with this Diebold machine situation, I feel like we're going to all this trouble here, and by the fact that they can hack into it and actually alter the results still. What can we do about that? And what is being done about that to ensure that all of our votes are going to count?
That's a great question. This is another subject that I want to be fair, I've not heard the other candidates ask this question, so I don't know whether they've actually taken a position on it. But I have for a long time now. These electronic voting machines, what we ought to be doing is we ought to have paper ballots in America. And we need to verify for every vote that's counted. Now, we're going to have, that means we also have to take care of Americans with disabilities to ensure that they'll be able to vote. But we need to do. But here's the problem. The likelihood that that's going to happen between now and next November is extremely small. So what we're stuck with is, I think for this election, is making sure that we do everything in our power to monitor what's happening everywhere in the country. We will do that. We will do that. We'll do it aggressively, more aggressively, and certainly more aggressively than 2000, and also more aggressively than it was done in 2004. And then when I'm president, I am going to take the steps necessary to make sure that we go back to paper ballots. glad to. Yeah, but again, the same thing, I want to expand it. The Patriot Act is actually, people tend to lump everything into the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act is actually fairly narrow. There are real problems with the Patriot Act. Looking at people's library records, these sneak and peek searches, terrible, terrible ideas. But Bush has gone way beyond the Patriot Act. I mean, I'll tell you what I will do as president. Let me just be very direct and specific. I will close Guantanamo, which I think is a national matter. There will be no more rendition or secret prisons. There will be, and I use this term intentionally, there will be no more illegal spying on the American people. Like the president. So offensive in this country that I love so much that there's a debate going on about what kind of torture is permissible. I mean, really, we have an answer for that. No torture is permissible in Ohio. You're on.
So, Bush has done almost everything like within his grasp to expand executive authority into new places, like with signing statements and with like claims of executive privilege. So, as president, how would you approach that and restore the balance of powers that is supposed to exist between the branches of government?
Well, I have this radical idea that I actually believe the president should believe in the Constitution.